Manhattan, Kansas, home to the Kansas State Wildcats and the Flint Hills. Here, a passion for teaching led to a flourishing grassroots movement in professional development.
There were not always easy times, and sometimes we had to do a little fighting to get our way, to make this work.
In Manhattan, Melissa, Leslie, and Kay really are known as the Three Musketeers.
All for one and
all
one
for
for
one
all.
and one for all. We supported ourselves.
Their nemesis was their school's performance on the first ever statewide math assessment, specifically math problem solving. That year, 1993, Woodrow Wilson Elementary finished last in the district.
The scores were so bad when we first got them back those first years that as the fourth grade teachers were grading them, they literally cried.
We made excuses. We made excuses for our kids. We have low-income kids, or we don't have the parent involvement like the other school does, or we don't have the type of kids that they have over there, and so we made excuses. And finally, the three of us decided we need to stop making excuses. If we believe all kids can learn, we need to do something about this.
In the stately backdrop of KSU, Woodrow Wilson had a partner in teacher development. The three teachers came here for support and found a 2-year action research program that could be tailored to fit their school's math crisis.
I've worked in education for many, many years, and we've had lots of projects together. We've had lots of grants that we've worked on together. I don't think I ever saw the impact on students to the extreme that we saw in this case until we tried action research.
We hope to get them all.
Action research sounds academic, but at Woodrow Wilson, it's yielding practical results.
Good job. You guys are great at organizing information already.
Teachers pose a hypothesis in the form of a question and look for the answer in their own classrooms. They gather data from the very kids who will be helped by the findings.
16. 16 is a good number.
Our question was, very simply, if you train teachers in problem solving, because that happened to be our lowest area, and gave them the knowledge and skills that they needed, could we improve our student scores? Seems very simple, so that's what we set out to do.
Take away $1.28 because we're
Only fourth graders take the state math assessment, but the Musketeers knew the solution to this problem had to be school-wide.
My country 'tis a bee.
They didn't start taking math in fourth grade. They started taking math in kindergarten. And so they've been in school 4 years already, so we needed to build on that. That's where we needed to go.
At the Musketeers' urging, Woodrow Wilson's then principal required the whole staff to participate in the action research project, no matter the grade, no matter the subject.
When we first started doing this, I felt like I was in this boat alone. Now every teacher in this building sees the fourth grade math assessment test. They know what's on it. They know that they have some teaching to do before these kids get to fourth grade.
To solve some problems.
I have a boat full of people now.
The tallest one, that was our score.
The administration allotted time at staff meetings for Leslie, Kay, and Melissa to provide staff development.
This is the new definition from the state.
We set a timeline, a 2-year timeline, and when the teachers came back to school that next fall, they knew for the next 2 years exactly when they were going to meet, how often, and what exactly we were going to do.
And this could be subtraction, this can be addition.
While the Three Musketeers led the charge, they looked to the state for their math training and used the state rubric. And they relied on KSU to help them build the staff development model and interpret the data.
Well, I'll never forget, Kay Hoffman was the one that brought all their data in one day, and it was one of the days that we were having one of our meetings, and she had this big pile of data, and she came in and she threw it on the table and said, okay, so we have all this data, now what in the heck are we supposed to do with it?
With the resources in place, it was time to begin making changes. Before the teachers could teach problem solving, they had to be able to do it themselves.
Discuss, because For some of us, these are going to be pretty tough.
They began attacking the kinds of problems on the state assessment.
After the first minute, Samantha was 35 yards from the starting point, and Cindy was 25 yards from the starting point.
It wasn't easy.
Second minute.
The wind was blowing very hard.
The wind was blowing very hard.
Somebody was blown back.
Yes.
That doesn't even make sense.
Okay, read that again to me.
Samantha was
6 ducks were flying through the sky.
While the Musketeers devised baseline problems for each grade, in kindergarten, Leslie focused on using manipulatives.
But we're going to do just one problem, and I want you to drain your brain. I want you to
While Karen Franz's fourth graders worked a problem similar to the state test.
They had to race 155 yards.
The students' answers became key data, a clear picture of the types of strategies the kids were lacking.
Now, when we did it on a chart or a T-chart.
Scoring was collaborative. All the teachers took part, regardless of their students' grade level.
Okay, implementing the strategy. That's where
By tracking data from September through May, teachers could clearly see which of their efforts worked and which didn't.
I knew that very same problem was going to be worked at the end of the year, and somehow between now and May, I had to get all that information to the kiddos. So it did focus me. And it focused the whole building. Each teacher is working on different strategies. So I'm not alone in this.
While students were never taught the answers to the baseline problem, they were taught the concepts they'd need to solve it.
Why do I want to subtract 5 from 69?
Because it's 5 cents off the regular price.
Okay, so I'm going to.
When you think you know the answer, raise your hand.
At every grade level, results were dramatic.
So the answer to this problem is when 2 bears want to play hide and go seek and they call for more bears and 2 come, 2 and 2 more make 4. Good.
Students who were stumped in fall showed mastery by spring.
Well, it's kind of cool because, I mean, in the beginning, we take the problem over at the end of the year, and then at first I think it's hard. And then when I look at it the second time, I think, okay, this is going to be, like, easy. Is this the problem we did in the beginning?
And we also got a pat on the back from the state that first year because it was incredible. The scores just leaped up. It was a dramatic leap.
In the second year, scores dipped. Teachers had slipped back into their comfort zone and lowered their expectations for kids. The Musketeers model was put back in place. Math scores came back up, stayed up, and are still above the district average.
The problem solving on the state math assessment test was a lot easier because we had been working on doing problem solving and we had been doing the baseline problems in kindergarten for 2nd and 3rd grade.
Math is fun, and my kids love it too. And so the rewards are, I'm teaching kids the ultimate. I'm teaching mathematical geniuses.
Who knows what the tallest mountain in the world is?
Today, Woodrow Wilson is applying the same model to other subjects.
Chris.
It's hard work, but anything good is hard work. It's a time commitment, but we've put that time in, and so we see the results, and I think the kids have grown and the teachers have grown a lot.
Melissa brought the model with her to another Manhattan school.
I have a mission in life to change the world, and Woodrow Wilson is doing a great job. I mean, their scores are very high now.
Soon, Melissa's new school across town may see similar results. And like the kids at Woodrow Wilson, enjoy the feeling of success.